All right, what you see on the screen here is a form that we've created for the customer profile submission process. This particular form is only one of many, many forms that you have the capability to come out here and build. I have just built this form based upon a limited set of data. But you can have multiple forms that help automate your processes. And at Nintex, that's what we're focusing on here is the automation of your processes leveraging forms and workflow. So in this particular form, we're going to go out here and input some information. So let's say we've got the Acme company that we're going to work with here. Now, if Acme was already an existing client, we can do a lookup into Salesforce and leverage that data throughout the process. So that way you don't have to insert the company information in here. But I'm going to go ahead and assume that maybe this is a brand new client that you've never worked for. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this form out because you want to send this data into Salesforce to create the record. So let's say they are in Atlanta, Georgia. Put in a zip code here. And then choose whatever data that you want to capture. So let's say they're enterprise customer. They're in the finance segment, specifically banking. Let's attach a logo here because we want their logo on any quotes and information that we send out. Some other random data down here as well. Let's say we're going to communicate with DB Cooper here and Leroy Brown. Also, we'll put some profile information here. Customer, click the next button and we'll capture some more information. Let's say our contact is Leroy Brown. He's a manager and he is a decision maker. And then we got DB Cooper here, who's also a manager, and that individual is an influencer. So we keep going through the tabs here, maybe put some revenue information, strategic information in here, put in a summary, also put in some talking points, whatever you need. So you guys get to determine what fields as a group would be in here. Now, when we're done filling out this individual form, we're going to go ahead and hit submit. And upon hitting submit, we're going to go over to Salesforce and we're going to create this record. So let's go ahead and open up Salesforce, goes into the sales module, and within the sales module, we should see Acme Company show up here in just a minute. It's going to be a account that's created. So we don't have it in there just quite yet. It'll take just a second. Now, in addition to accounts, we could create contacts, campaigns. These could all be individual forms. The data itself will be stored in Salesforce, but you can also generate documents as well, which is another exciting feature of the platform. So let's refresh the page here, see if the Acme Company has showed up as a record. There it is. We can open that up and we see the account that has been created. Now, I didn't do any contacts or anything in here, but we can click on the details tab and see 421 Jump Street in Atlanta. Now, if this would have been an existing record, we could have looked this record up and maybe added additional information to it. So really easy for that. The other thing that we can do is we can come over here and we're actually going to generate a document. So the workflow is going to take a template. It's going to take that template and inject all the information that you typed into it, but also it can inject the information that was contained in Salesforce. So let's say Acme is already an existing company, but you want to populate this document with the address and phone number and all that good stuff. You want to put all that information in there, then you could do that as well. So we'll wait on this just a second to create that. So really, really handy to just go ahead and leverage the data that you've already got in that system of record and being able to pull it in there. That way, when you're generating the documents, it makes it much easier. You can also use the workflow engine to orchestrate the process. So if you need to send this through an internal approval before the document goes out, the workflow can handle that for you. And by the way, once that approval is done, it could then send the document on your behalf for you and orchestrate it. So we now have the document out here. Here's the Acme Company that I just created. And we could then open that up and see that document. Now you'll see the data that I put in the form. Acme Company, 421 Jump Street. All the data here in black is what I put into the form. Check boxes here for who the individuals were. And then further down in here, the revenue target information, contacts, all this stuff has been automatically populated like a mail merge. And we even put the customer's logo up here in the top right-hand corner. So super helpful for that. Now, if you want to orchestrate the process and have it go around, you can even have the email notifications go out as well. So you'll see here the first email notification that came out for this individual item. We could click right here and open up from the email, see the document, and even edit the document right from the email address. So really cool to be able to see that information. Once the individual has looked at that information, they can then come down here and complete the task to say, hey, I did my review, looks good. Let's go ahead and submit it on to the next task. So that's what's called the task form here, and I'm going to hit submit. Now, I set this up so that it goes through, I think, 5 steps of approval. So you're going to see multiple emails come in here as it goes through these stages of approval. But ultimately, you're going to get to dictate what the process is and how we want to orchestrate that process. So here in just a second, you'll see that other email come in. Now, the other thing that's in addition to this that you'll be able to do is you can leverage this on your mobile device. So I'm going to make an attempt here to get my phone on the screen. And we have the phone on the screen, and you can open up and use our Nintex app. Now, what I would encourage UPS to do is you can take this app here that says Nintex Mobile on it. You can rebrand it as a UPS app. So put the UPS logo on it, put the UPS name on it, maybe call it UPS Sales. Then you can open it up, and any tasks that you have assigned to you as an individual will be aggregated right here in one place. Those are Nintex tasks. So that way, if somebody's assigned a task to you, you can go ahead and click on that, open it up on your mobile device, choose to reject it, approve it, whatever you need to do there in order to get your tasks done. The other thing that's cool about this is all the forms that you have published are available on the mobile device right here. So I'm going to go out, and I've got a ton in mine, so ignore how many I've got out here. But you can go out here and find your individual form and start to leverage it in the process. So I've got your form in here. Let's see here. I'm sure that you have looked it over, or I have looked it over. There it is, UPS customer profile. And then you could fill this out on the mobile device. You'll see in here all the information I just showed you. You've been able to attach files, click off on the check boxes, whatever you need to do. This form is also available in offline mode. So if you don't have an internet connection, you can fill out a draft version of the form, maybe fill it out, hit submit, and once you get an internet connection, it'll send it on its way. Super, super easy to automate the process and send it through these approvals as needed. So hopefully this is a good example of how you can leverage Nintex forms around the organization for multiple processes. Thanks.